get ready for an exciting finish to the end of the year. I reckon there's going to be such an amazing move out of the stock market for the rest of this year coming. And I believe what's happening over the last few days is a basing out pattern. It's the calm before the storm. And that's exactly what I want to share with you, exactly why I'm saying this in this video right now, and why the next 6 weeks, if you know exactly what you are looking for in a high quality setup, because I'm looking at the markets right now and I'm like, oh my goodness, I've been creating a watch list over the last couple of hours and I'm like, oh my goodness, there's so many amazing setups that are setting up right now that if it does confirm my entry, oh my goodness, Santa Claus is going to come to my town. I hope it is for you as well too, right? Because the foundations of you doing really well is knowing exactly what to look for in a high quality setup. But I've done trainings like that in the past. Today, right now, is just about showing you why I'm seeing what I'm seeing across the whole stock market right now, and why what we're seeing right now is absolutely incredible. And the market is giving us some warning signs that because the sellers are not coming in strong right now, there's likely to be a very strong rally coming out of these markets here real soon, right? So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Now, a bit of a background here. Now, looking at the stock market and looking what's actually going on right now, here's the chart here, right? So you see the chart. One thing that I'm always looking at here, I'm trying to see what's called strength in moves, right? Here's a bit of a over the last 20 years of the markets, right? I have learned some amazing things about reading the market itself. I think the better you can read the chart, not indicators, maybe not even moving averages, right? The more you can actually read the actual chart itself, the chart, right? Just the chart itself, the better you can get at reading that, understanding that, not understanding what the indicators are telling you, but understanding the markets, the better trader you'll be, right? And here's what I always say. Let me ask you a question. If you spent 12 months becoming a master at the main thing, the market itself, compared to becoming a master at the derivative of the main thing, what's going to help you become a much better trader? All right. And what I mean by that is that a lot of people are spending so much time focusing on what's the MACD doing? What's the stochastic doing? What's this doing? What's the Elliott wave doing? All these things, right? They're derivatives of the main thing. But this is where like my trading has become a lot better. And I've learned so many amazing things from my mentor, is getting good at reading what the market is telling me. And one of those things, just one of those many techniques that I can teach you, is what's called strength in moves and who's more dominant in the markets, right? I right now have gotten back into doing boxing training, right? So I'm a boxer and I've started to get back into training. I've started doing some heavy bag work, you know, go to my chiropractor, stuff like that, right? So I'm a boxer. And if you think about this from a boxing perspective, right? So I'm actually, again, I'm starting to train now, and probably next year, I'm going to have my next fight, boxing fight next year. That's why I'm starting to slowly ease into it now. And I know probably for the next couple of months, I'm going to be slowly easing into it. And then probably next year, a good 3 to 6 months of training. And then I'll be ready to rock ship and kick ass, take names, and get my hand raised once again, like I did my last match. Just absolutely destroyed it. Unanimous decision. Wasn't even split decision. Unanimous decision, and I got my hand raised. Anyway, so here's the thing about what I'm just talking about here. Whenever I'm looking at the markets here, I'm looking at it from a perspective of who's winning. We've got sellers and we've got buyers, right? They're the two different types of people in the markets, right? Sellers or buyers. You look at gold right now, who's winning? Sellers, right? Because we had this very strong leg down. Sellers are strong in the market, right? Listening, right? So know what I mean by listening is what we're doing is we're listening to the market, right? Listening to the market is like saying, now in this case, who's more dominant in the market? Who's more dominant? And what do I mean by this? More dominant in the market simply means this. We have strength, what's called strength in moves, right? Strength in moves. So if the market goes up like this here, that's a very strong buying leg. Makes sense? If the market goes down like this here, that's a very strong selling leg. But if the market does that or that, that's a very weak leg. Makes sense? It's a very, very, very weak leg. Now, here's what I like to do. when you start to combine these, when you start to get one side more stronger than the other, now it starts to give you a much more clearer picture of what's like. Again, this is for short-term technical analysis, right, guys? This is like what's happening right now, and over the next few days we could start to see this happening, and therefore, you know, we could expect this over the next couple of weeks, maybe next, you know, for the next couple of weeks or so, maybe next month. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what this is all about. Short-term technical analysis. I'm telling you right now, guys. I'm telling you right now. If you want to become a master at these markets and really understand these markets, I'm your guy. My coaching program that I have, not only do I teach you exactly what to look for in a high quality setup, not only do I give you community so you can see you're around, you know, because who you hang around with, who you become, but you're with me every day for about an hour, hour and a half, where I'm coaching you, guiding you through the process of things like this so you can become what I call a master trader. If you do need some help with all your trading, if you've sucked this year and you want next year to be a much, much, much better year, and you are committed to being with me for a whole 12 months, for a 12-month coaching to get you right once and for all, then my coaching program is going to be a good fit for you. Link in the description, or go to getjohnshelp.com. When you go over there, you're going to find exactly what's actually part of the coaching program. You're going to see my real equity curve. You're going to see testimonials and who I am as well too. So link in the description, guys. Go apply for that right now. But looking at the market, it's what's called strength in moves. So if I see this here, right? If I say, okay, cool. Let's actually do this here. We have the buying leg here, right? It's the buying leg comes up through here. Hey, we go. So if we're looking at the buying leg here, right? We have the buyers in one hand, right? We have the buyers over here in one hand, and we have the sellers over here in one hand. So if this was round, just say this was the first 3 rounds of the boxing fight, right? Just say it's or UFC fight. Okay, let's do UFC. 5 rounds, first 3 rounds. Who would you? If that was the case, who would you say more was dominant, whether it be the sellers or buyers? The buyers, right? So the buyers get what? The buyers get round 1, the buyers get round 2, and the buyers get round 3, right? They're really strong, right? But they may get, you know, whatever points, right? But then suddenly what happens is we start to get, when the sellers try to come in, they start to do this. They don't do this. See, that's strong sellers, right? And that's what some of you guys think is going to happen in the stock market, because you think the market's going to crash, and you think the market's going to do that. If the market's going to crash, guys, okay, bit of a tip for you guys. If you think something, go check the reality of it, all right? When you think stock market crash, I know you think that's what you see on the chart right now, right? But go back to 2008. Stock market 2008 crash coming again as well too. Yeah, okay, cool. So you're saying for the next 365 days, we're going to start the step down in the downward trend. Anyway, but sometimes when the market does this here, when the sellers try to come in, are the sellers strong here or are they weak? They're very weak, right? Because the sellers are trying to bring it down, but the buyers are holding up. So they're very, very, very weak. So if this was a boxing match, ding, 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 round over. Who would have won this boxing match? The buyers, right? Because the buyers were what? The buyers were so much more dominant. Here we go. So much more dominant through here. Make sense? So because there's so much more dominant through here, guess what? The buyers are more in control. There's more strength in the buyers at this particular time. Because the buyers came in, and when the sellers try to come in, even for a short-term little drop, they couldn't drop it hard. What's that telling you? Aha! Buyers are coming in control. Now, let's bring it down to what the actual market is telling us right now. And if I bring up the hourly charts, we can see this a lot more on the hourly charts. Let me zoom right out so you can get a bit more picture. Look what's happening through here. We had this move up from there to there, and now we're just getting this short-term little drop through here, right? But it's even more relevant now on the Nasdaq. Look at the Nasdaq. Look at this here. Remember I said before? Strong move up. And then this basing out pattern where let's see that sideways pattern. Now, obviously anything can happen. It doesn't mean it's definitely going to break up, guys, right? We need to wait for the breakout. But if we do hold here and we start to get a breaking above this this level here, guess what the market's telling us? We're probably going to see something like this again here, right? Because I'm looking at the strength. Who's winning? Who's winning the boxing match, right? We've got the buyers and we've got the sellers. And if one side's more clearly in control, I want to trade with who's in control. Make sense? So, And then now also the S&P 500. S&P 500 is doing the exact same thing as well too. And this is why I'm saying get ready for an extraordinary, get ready for a massive rally to come, because this has been holding here. This is an hourly chart. This has been holding here through this level through here. And when it does, once again, we never know exactly what's going to happen. But if we do start to see a rally back above this level here, to show that we're starting that next leg up, because what can happen, we can roll over through here, right? That's what can happen. So what we want to do is we want to see the thing start to break up and break above these highs up here, break above 6,000. If we do break above 6,000, we're probably likely to go for another very big, strong rally to the upside.